Good morning. How are y'all? All right, so it's been a little bit since I went live or updated or anything, but we've just been super busy around here, and I'm in here actually getting ready right now. So I'm going to do that super quick while I tell y'all this unbelievably cool God story. And I know all of y'all have God stories, especially those of us who are, just constantly feel like they're spinning their wheels and whatever. But I just want to encourage you guys with this really cool story this morning. And you'll have to just ignore the fact that I'm finishing trying to get ready. So there you go. Anyway, so I, back in August, and I'm not saying any names or anything, obviously, because nobody ever wants to have their junk told. But anyway, so back in August, I had said on this page, maybe y'all, remember it, sometime back then, somebody, or a lot of people, I sent out probably, 20 cards or so. People had sent me a private message or whatever when I said, hey, if anybody needs an encouragement card, let me know, because everybody needs to have a little fun stuff in the mailbox and wants to be encouraged, and nobody enjoys going in the mailbox and constantly getting bills in the mail, right? So I said, anybody wants an encouragement card, please make sure that you message me and let me know. And what time, Alexa? What time is it?
The time is
8:17. Okay, we're doing good. Anyway, so I had said, anybody that needs an encouragement card, let me know. So I got dozens of messages, hey, I do. Because we all do, right? I mean, that's not any shocking news. Anyway, so I sent this one lady who had messaged me an encouragement card. And I prayed, of course, prayed over her, that she would have a good day when she got it, whatever. And then I followed up with one more. She had told me some stuff going on in her life, and of course I prayed for that too. Anyway, so fast forward, about a week later, she said, oh my gosh, I got my card. It was just amazing. Thank you so much, and that's wonderful, but I don't need that recognition. God gets that recognition because he's the one that told me to do all this, right? And so I think I want to just make sure and encourage y'all. God is telling you somebody to love on. I promise you he is, because all of his people need loving on, And so anyway, fast forward to Tuesday when I was out with my mama, and we were, shopping and celebrating her birthday and carrying on and just having a good old time. And this lady who obviously had seen my live videos and recognized my voice in a store, y'all. Now, mind you, she doesn't live anywhere near here, but this is her, I guess, where she comes to shop. I don't know. Anyway, she is in this store that we're in, me and my mama. And of course, my mom and I are over there just having a good time and cutting up and, just enjoying each other's company like mothers and daughters can do, which I really treasure because I don't have any daughters, and so this time for me is fleeting. I know it is. So I just really enjoy every minute that I have with my mama. And so, anyway, she looks at me and she catches my eye and she goes, I know your voice. And I'm like, oh Lord, because, I talk a lot. So anyway, I've had people message me in Kroger before 2 aisles over and say, are you in Kroger? Anyway, so, she said, I know your voice. And I said, really? I said, well, maybe we know each other from school or church or something. She goes, no. She says, you sent me a card. And I said, how sweet. I said, that's so fun. I said, I hope you enjoyed it. Because, I looked up just for fun, looked up how many cards I sent last year or this year to date. So January until right now, I've sent almost 1,100 cards. And y'all, it sounds like a lot, but that's just a few cards a day that the Lord will put somebody on my mind, and I'll send them a card and tell them that they were on my mind. It lets them know that the Lord says, hey, I see you. And I love you and I care about you. And because I care about you, I put yourself on somebody else's mind. And so I act on those promptings. That's all this is, y'all. And so Anyway, so she looked at me and she said, that meant so much to me. And she told me her name, because she could tell I was couldn't come up with it. But the Lord allowed me to remember who she was and remember her story from months ago. And I know that was the Lord allowing me to do that because I not a lot going on up here. I don't remember things like that very well, but I did that day. And I looked at her and I said, are you and then sort of said what she would say, identified her. And she said, yes, that's me. And she just hugged me and I hugged her. And it was because you've been praying for somebody and because, you gave a little bit of yourself to, anyway, y'all, for God to let me meet somebody that I had been praying for that I did not know was such a gift for me. And it was an encouragement to her because she got to connect in person, somebody who, like sometimes online, somebody seems, you see all these bloggers or personalities or whatever. And, I want God to let me touch individuals. I don't want mass recognition. I don't want, I just want to encourage that one person that day that feels like they're all alone. And so he did. And it was just the coolest thing ever because, he allowed me to connect with that person. And now she's like a person. And I'm really, my spirit is invested in praying for her, and prayer changes things, y'all. It's amazing. And so that just was the coolest, encouraging God story. And I just wanted to share that with y'all that, when God puts somebody on your mind, he wants you to do something about that. It doesn't have to be big and extravagant. You don't have to go pay their house off. But if you drop them a card and you don't even have to use the service I use, I do not care. Drop them a card. You can drop them a text. You can make them a meal. God will tell you what's going to be the most effective for them at the time. So it is just so encouraging to see this kind of stuff come to fruition and sort of almost come full circle. And I just want to encourage y'all, when God brings somebody to mind, do something about it. It doesn't have to be big and huge. But just do something. Even if you just stop and pray. That person does not have to know about it. But even if you just stop and pray for that person, I'm telling you, it will change you. This is about God doing something in you. And so there's so many verses that come to mind that, think only on these things, the things that are pure and right and just and lovely. And he wants us to fill our minds with the good stuff. And so that's another reason why I don't watch the news and, stuff like that. I never know what's going on. My friends always say, oh, did you know so-and-so died? Nope, I didn't. So anyway, it's so encouraging. All right, so I got to go. I got to brush my teeth and, I can talk, but not while I'm brushing my teeth. So I love y'all. I just want everybody to be encouraged just to act on those things. All right. I don't care whether you use the same service I do or not. I've put my link up here several times. If you want to try send out cards, you're more than welcome to. But the Lord has been very good and gracious to our family. And it is not something that I do, to get other people to do it. That's not what it's about. But if you want to use my link, you're welcome to. And if you don't, then go to Kroger or wherever you get cards and buy a bunch of cards that you can just immediately slip into the mail to somebody and make them feel good. So I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Go do something good and make somebody smile today.